Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another amazing game of Age of Empires 2. This is a special one, but before I get into it any further, I'd just like to say thank you so much to my Patreon and Twitch supporters. This is sponsored by you guys. You guys have 48-hour early access to this. It has been messaged to you on Twitch, and also it has been emailed to you. It has also been posted on the Patreon page, and it should have been emailed to you if you're a Patreon supporter as well. Because these features and these ways of support are relatively new, I don't expect everyone to be ready for this content. I did post on the Patreon page that the 21st of December was when I would upload it. But over time, learn to expect it on the 1st of the month and the 14th of the month. I'm just trying to catch up now as the holiday season's here, and I just got my new PC last weekend, etc. So sorry it's a little bit late this month. But thanks for the support. And if anyone is interested in getting involved, the Patreon page is below my stream, my video. And you can look at the different tiers there to support if you're able. Now also, if you have Amazon Prime, your aunt, your uncle, your grandfather, your nephew, whatever, has Amazon Prime, and you visit my Twitch page, even if you're not able to make it to a lot of streams, if you link it with Twitch, it's twitchprime.com is what it's called. It just takes a click of a button, really. It just takes a minute. And you can subscribe to the Twitch page, which is a way to support. But anyway, 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the game, we better cast it. And guys, this is a Black Forest game that is messy, but it is something special. Probably before this little engagement here, I'll introduce the players because of my little rant. MBL is the most well-known player here. He is in the red, playing as the Aztecs. We have Gene Berry. Gene Berry's playing as the Persians in the magenta as his pocket. In the gray, we have I Want to Be Riot. He is playing as the Byzantines in the gray. It's kind of darker, as I have a dark gray mod on. Well, we call him gray or black. In the orange, we have Scumbagy Irishman, who we may just call Irish, playing as the Japanese. In the teal, on the other team, we have Kyler, playing as the Mongols. In the green, we have MKD Dace, playing as the Goths. In the blue, we have Boom Headshot, playing as the Saracens. And in the yellow, we have Bob de Destructor, who you may or may not remember from that game a couple months back, where Tato made him salty. But normally I don't bring you guys Black Forest games, because Black Forest games start with walls, and the first 30 minutes are just walls and booming and farm simulator. But this one's a little bit different, and I'll tell you why it's about to be very different. But first of all, this is just the first part of the excitement, so get ready for some multi-level excitement on Black Forest, which is so rare. They're going to fight for early map control, MBL and Bob, and the reason being is because Bob has his main gold located here. He needs to get these aggressive walls in, and he's gone forward, he's lost a scout, and he did lose a villager there as well. MBL also losing his scout. But I mean, first, Bob sent 2 villagers, MBL sent 5, and now Bob is sending 5 additional villagers, and now he's winning the count. MBL with the Vill micro here, gonna try and get a couple of Vill picks, but this is not the ideal start for your economy, especially when most players still have sheep around to collect. MBL is a bad example. Bob does have some here. But the fight ensues, and it's all about looking at your weak villagers as MBL sends one away and sends another one away. So great micro for him. And Bob just doesn't know what to do. I mean, I'm going to speed this up because have you ever seen anything like this? Bob sending all of his vills but 2 forward. He's at 13 vills, so there's 11 vills in the fight. I know it's very hard to tell because of the snow. I'm not using the no snow mod for this one. I like to mix it up a little bit. But Bob is winning this fight, but no! MBL is going to send more vills. He sends back the weak ones once more and sends healthy vills into the fight. And we're 6 minutes into the game, and we have a 10v10 villager fight. The quick walls, all you hear are fists. It's a very weird, it's more like a slap, I guess. It's a very weird motion for it to be a fist. And it's a very weird sound for it to be a fist as well. But big losses all around. This has actually been a fairly even trade, but just a hilarious start. I had to speed up through that, because what else can you do? It takes a long time for villagers to drop. Green's doing a great job in helping out with his scout there. MBL has walled out this villager from Bob. He quick walled here as well, so he wouldn't lose this extra vill. And now Bob is actually going to finish this wall this dude in, and probably cut his losses and wall here. Bob is at 7 population, MBL's at 8 population, so that was a fairly close trade. And Bob just lost his chick as well, so it got a little bit better for MBL. But that's just the start of the game. Just complete disaster. This is the economy for Bob. 9 minutes in, this is when people were clicking up the feudal age. MBL's like, was it worth it? Bob says 11 was fucking fun. Well, there's probably a lot of sarcasm there, but we're gonna pretend he actually had fun, because that's what this game is about. That's what this video is about, guys. Having fun. You know what? I'm not sure how this happens, but MBL also lost a villager on his wood. Bob says, hey MBL, what's your pop? MBL says 21 and he's at 10. Bob says, damn, I'm 22. And he's at 9. Okay, but anyway, the other side was not up to any funny business. They just simply walled off and the booming will begin. So I will fast forward through the booming. So the flanks will be significantly weakened on the left side. I want to just briefly talk about the civs. So we have Aztecs for MBL, so he can go Siege Onager, Monks. It's kind of hard for him to use his infantry on the closed Black Forest maps. And then you have, as pocket, a great Paladin civ in Persians. This is not with the expansions, by the way, so no expansion bonuses will apply. A Gray is Byzantines on this side, so he can go with Great Bombard Towers late game. A Cataphracts, Onagers, Siege Rams, Trash, of course. And then Japanese, they often go with a lot of Samurai, Trebs, Onagers, Rams. Kind of limited on Black Forest, arguably one of the worst Black Forest civs, but I'm not going to say that in front of YouTube because I know Spirit of the Law is probably listening. Teal is Mongols. Mongols is one of the best AOC Black Forest civs. Siege Onager, Siege Ram, Mangadai are incredibly strong. They get Hussar that are pretty strong as well. Can even go Champion if need be. The Goths are also a pretty strong civilization. Can also struggle with the small choke points on Black Forest, but their spam can be unreal. And we may see that change fights later on in this game. The Saracens, they can go for Mameluke, they can go for Siege Onager, they can go for Siege Ram, so that's another great Black Forest civ here. And then Britons, actually could be quite bad versus Aztecs, as Aztecs can get Siege Onager, Siege Ram, and Eagle Warriors. But they have options as well. So I assumed we were going to see some booming, but blue is showing us something a little bit different, so this is where we slow it down now. Bob and MBL are on the way up to feudal age, and what this looks like is a monk rush from blue, and this is actually a fantastic idea, and I'll tell you why. MBL only has a palisade and 3 houses here, and here he just has palisades. So with 1 Mangonel and a few monks, blue can actually get in here. And normally that would kind of suck, but you might have time to create light cap. Well, no, MBL's not going to be in the Castle Age because of that early Vil War. So he's going to have to rely on his pocket, and his pocket is already in Castle Age booming on 4 town centers. So basically that means if blue ends up getting through here, MBL is going to be in a tough position. And here come the monks. And on the other side, it's just pretty much, it's full bloom, multiple TCs, so we won't look here just yet. Here come the monks. MBL has just hit feudal age. And you know, I know MBL very well. He plays a lot of Black Forest, he streams a lot. He's a fun personality, and he's probably saying right now, if I get rushed, I'm screwed. But he's thinking, I don't want to waste my stone and stonewall, I'm already behind. I don't want to delay my economy even more by walling, so just, who cares, right? Who cares? We're just going to cross our fingers and hope. Well, now MBL's getting the attack alert, and that palisade wall is going down. There's no walls here for him. Instant reaction from him to send Bills to try and wall. He sees the monks, and there's nothing he could do. He can't even make a stable to go with scouts, because he's Aztecs, to make matters worse. So he's on his way to Castle Age. You can see the walls have been placed. He's trying to place a wall here as well. But he now realizes, okay, there's nothing I can do. I have to vacate the area. I built 2 lumber camps so I could chop lumber. Nope, not gonna happen. We need to run into this back corner here. And trying to avoid this. Now he goes to this gold, he goes to this wood, as far away as possible. And there was a small signal there to his ally. And this does not look good. The guy doesn't have a lot of resources. He really can't do anything to fight this. Sure, his ally has a great boom going, but his ally has no barracks, so he can't add a stable. I think MBL should probably be telling him at this point, but luckily this adds to the excitement of the game. You know, blue here is rated... You know what? It's not showing his rating for some reason, but he's a Black Forest team game player. He's probably 1800 in team games. MBL, he has quite a good rating in team games, 2100, but in 1v1s he's even higher. He's top 10, so this guy we don't see much of, and he's a great player, but certainly not on MBL's level, so this will make this fun. This is... No! I mean, this is MBL's castle HTC. It's gonna be so close to going down. 96, 97%. Oh my gosh. Look at that. It was 2 shots away from going down. He just hits the castle age. He is so lucky. He is so lucky. He is able to hit castle age right as the TC went down. Buzzer beater. He Kobe'd that one. And luckily he has a market. I guess he can purchase stone for the TC. But he's gonna build a monastery now. And I guess he'll try and defend with his own monks. So as the other side still seems to be booming up, let's just talk about blue and what he sees. Now he's gotten in, he's taken out a TC, he's probably feeling pretty good. He's thinking, oh, I'm versus MBL? Seems good. I have Bob here to build some towers? Seems good. Bob even trying to build towers on these golds because he's expecting MBL to be there. But no, they just find stone walls, and he sees the trees are being chopped, and MBL has put his entire economy into this back little corner. It can be fit onto one screen. MBL could be defeated here. I guess he snuck some villas around to this gold, which was a wise move. So maybe he won't be defeated. But that's only 5 villagers, or sorry, 6 villagers. And this is about to go down. The stone wall is about to go down. And MBL is going to add more stone walls. No town center for MBL. And he's going to rely on these 2 monasteries to somehow bring this game back for him. Now, how's that going to happen, Self? Well, I'll tell you, T90. You got to research redemption, which is not cheap. And then you got to try and convert the Mangonels. These monks barely have room to breathe. They're like 90 years old. You can't be clumping them up like this. This is the most efficient wood line I've ever seen from MBL. But he completed redemption, and now he's going to try and convert a Mangonel, which he should be able to do because he has 9 range. He'll go for the conversion. He gets it. Oh, and he's attacking blue's monks. And blue has not researched redemption yet. Well, luckily for blue, he did not lose any monks. MBL also researching sanctity. And oh my gosh, he's gonna fight with Vills! Blue has played right into MBL's hands. MBL already has experience in fighting with Vills. He did it in the beginning of the game. Oh man, it's so bad for MBL. I'm only kidding here. He's gonna lose these 2 Vills. These Vills have claimed the life of 1 monk, but MBL lost this monk. If you started this Black Forest game, I doubt MBL would have said that he expected to be fighting with Vills. Oh. So MBL fighting with villagers versus spears, and these Vills are just going to be sacrificed now as he plugs the hole. Plugs the gap in the wall there. Gonna finish off what used to be his monk with these villagers. Going to kill this villager, which somehow got in here from blue. And wow, what a freaking game. MBL has snuck out with a couple villagers here, but surely a disaster for him. Blue, the opponent pocket is at 70 population. It is 40 population for Bob. Bob actually has walled off here to stop the incoming light cav from the opposing team, which is a beautiful move if you want to finish off a player, especially a player like NBL. Now the downside in this situation sometimes is you can have the pocket rush, you can have the flank be behind, and then the enemy pocket can somehow make the comeback. And oh my goodness, yeah, the light cav are pouring through from Geneberry, and Geneberry is going to meet some stone walls now from the Saracen player. On the other side, we do need to look. It will be Japanese and it will be Byzantines versus Mongols and versus Goths. So that matchup could be bad for Goths, actually, because Goths would be spamming their infantry into potentially the samurai from the Japanese, potentially the hand cannons and the cataphracts from the Byzantines. But I think the majority of the action is still happening on this side, as blue and yellow have performed very well thus far to put MBL in a poor position. And MBL says, sling me back into the game, because he just wants some resources, man. He doesn't have a TC yet. He's 25 pop. In fact, he's collecting gold back here. He's going to build a TC where his opponents already have markets to get the trade up and running. So pretty wild stuff. You know, Black Forest, it is pretty predictable at times, but occasionally when you get games like this, it can make it hilarious. Now we are going to see the Paladin switch for Geneberry, which is totally understandable as Persians. I feel like he should probably send some rams this way if he can ram this down, or at least put pressure here. There's nothing that blue can really do right now as he's in Castle Age to stop that. So I imagine he will get rams this direction. Maybe he'll go for bombard cannons as Persians. We'll see. Also, it would be ideal if he could get over to this side, but Bob is Bob the Waller now, and Bob's going to make sure that he builds more walls so those units cannot get through. Now we'll look to the other side, and no surprise, Kyler in the teal will be going for the Elite Mangudai. He will have 3 castles in one position. And also he's researching Siege Onager, which you may have spotted on the right-hand side. And I believe he's just doing that so he can cut through. He's not really making a lot of siege workshops, only one. So I think his intention is to research that, to put all those resources into that, merely to cut through, which would actually be beautiful for his Goth ally. But for now, holy woo woo woo! Holy wolves! There's no T90 woos, because this is a YouTube only special, but the wolves are going to claim, I believe, 2 lives here, which is funny. After already claiming 2 earlier. But, actually, you know what? They're going to get 3. Why not just kill all the Bills? It looks like Green was sending some of his halberdiers this way. Maybe he tricked me. I think he feels like he needs to be on this side because of the Paladins from Purple. And Purple's researching Siege Ram. And also should have Paladin on the way. Very expensive upgrades. He's actually sending his Paladins here. Okay. I'll keep an eye on the right-hand side. And I'll let you know. I'll let you see when the cut happens and what kind of damage can be done. But the pressure is still at MBL's base. He's actually gotten a few conversions here. Look at this. You could tell that blue got 1 conversion of his monk, but 4 red monks that were blues before. MBL trying to climb back into this game with only 2 monasteries and being sent some resources, as you can see on the top left there. Now let's look at MBL's point of view. 1 TC, 9 vills, 8 vills queued up in this TC, and no trade. Building his 2nd town center at 34 minutes, not bad for a player of MBL's quality. These monks are probably confused because they have different outfits on, but they perform the same now. And blue has actually built a forward TC and is making knights, which generally is not the best idea as Saracens, and generally not the best idea versus monks. But we'll see if he switches it up into Mamelukes, maybe Arbalests. I don't know, there's a lot of variety there for him. I think that if I were him, I would go heavy camel, because the pocket to the right of him is going with Paladins. But let's see. Oh, look at this. MBL with 2 conversions. He could convert all of this army, and then he could convert the buildings if he wants. You can see the monks Wololoing, and look at all the units MBL has taken here. Lots of converts for MBL so far this game. He might even be able to take the Mangonels. Now, in reality, this is just a very small fight. You know, this is where the big action is going to happen, and here it is. We have Halberdier spam for the Goths incoming as the green Halberdiers run forward, and now we have the teal Elite Mangudai going to take a big fight. And Paladin is on the way for purple. It's good that he has his units here to help. The Byzantine player has already started with his bombard towers. Sorry you hear that noise. MBL is trying to convert, and that's why you hear that noise. Green is even adding some barracks here, so MBL could still be in trouble. Hold on a second. Why did I hear that noise? What? Do I have a YouTube video up or something? Oh, okay. I had MBL's stream up in the background, and MBL just hosted Bakht. And Bakht, if this is so unprofessional, but it's too funny. Oh man. So I guess when MBL hosted Bakht's Twitch stream, it unmuted it, and that was one of the best players in the world there. Confusing the crap out of me. I guess he just finished an Age of Empires game. I thought it was being hacked. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Please, overlook that. Do not judge me too much. The game continues now. MBL with so many conversions. He has so much army that's not his. This is the real fight. This is the big fight. And honestly, if there were no bombard towers, I would say that the Mangudai and the Halberdiers and the Siege Onagers should win this. But it is just pure trash, pure stalling tactics from Orange and Gray. The bombard towers will help hold, the Halberdiers, the skirmishers will help hold, and Biz Halberdiers are so cheap you could spam them for days. So as you can see, Green, even with the Goth spam, will lose some of his units, and the Mangudai are pulling back. I just cannot get over that, but now we have Elite Huskarls going towards MBL. And MBL, he's still in Castle Age. He's lost some of his monk numbers, but look at the amount of Huskarls he has now. Tons of conversions for him. Blue is here, yellow is here, and green is here. And MBL's still trying to hold on with massing monks in the Castle Age, mind you. So it's kind of funny because Blue's knights from earlier are helping out versus the Huskarls, but it's not going to be enough. Imagine MBL is going to lose this. You know, he's still in trouble. He's at 50 population. He's trying to hold on. Bob is going for a castle here. Luckily for MBL, he does have some eco on the back corner, but still, this is looking rough for him. The 3v1 is real. The Goth spam has transitioned to this side. MBL with some nice little quick walls to try and keep the Huskarls out. But it's still awkward because he's just building a circle of monasteries. So he's able to get conversions on these units. And yeah, this monastery will go down. The monk gets a conversion, but big whoop. MBL gonna lose these villas and lose these monks. And this castle will go up for Bob. Now, that's a big shot we would have missed if we weren't paying attention to this side. I think Teal might try and cut through, and they're expecting it on this side. They're trading here, so they want to get the bombard towers up. This is actually why I hate Black Forest, because of the fact that it's so slow. But Teal's trying to mix it up. And it is all mixed up at NBL's base. And look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 monasteries. He had 4 of them here. Blue now has a castle. Honestly, I think MBL needs some help now. Like, he's on his way to Imp. He's been receiving resources, receiving what they call sling, which is when you send your enemy resources, or your ally, sorry. But I think purple needs to get some units over here now. NBL, this is borderline trolling. I think, like, to build this many monasteries. But it just goes to show you, he's going for monks. We're gonna get to see just how strong these monks are, and everyone's sending him gold and resources now to stay in this game. So I guess, hypothetically, NBL could have this castle to make trebuchets, and he can make 1,000,000 monks and convert the enemy units. And he's done a good job already. But what's one good thing about the Arbalests? Well, they outrange the monks, especially when it's Britain Arbalest. Bob is already an imp. We have so many camels. I think collectively there's about, I don't know, 70 military here from the enemy team. There's no way monks should be able to change what's going on here. Even though there's a lot of dead bodies on this side. it still seems somewhat even. Though we might see a lot of dead skirms from Orange here in a second. I imagine that there are onagers in these siege workshops, and there are onagers, and that's a great shot. We're forcing Orange away. It's almost like every time Teal and Green run forward on this side, they're going to run into a death trap, and same thing goes for Orange, same thing goes for Gray. And Purple hasn't even sent in the rest of his paladins yet, because he doesn't want to approach this. And keeping an eye on MBL, again, he is the best player in this game, one of the best players in the world, only 60 population. Is he able to do anything? Well, certainly he's not going to receive too much help. He's pushed back into this small corner. There's not a lot of red on this mini-map. He's going to start trebbing down these buildings, but now there's a 2v1 on Purple. And Purple is going Paladin, and like I said, the Saracen Heavy Camel tactic is great. You go with the Heavy Camels, and then the Arbalest behind us, a ranged unit to fire over top. I mean, what can a Persian player do against that? Not too much. But MBL still asking for resources, as you just saw in the chat, as Purple slowly struggles. Elite Cataphract on the way for Gray, so great teamwork. I have to say, Gray's helping out on this side, Purple is helping out on Gray's side. But this is not an ideal situation. But if they somehow can get MBL in this game with a bunch of conversions, which is so hard as a player because you have to click each monk individually, get back into this game with conversions. Get back into this game with siege onager shots. Maybe they can do something, and all the focus back on MBL, even though he's bottom scorer, because he's trying to climb back. And look at all the Huskarls he has here as Aztecs. Is he Goths or is he Aztecs? That's the question, because he has so many Huskarls, and he continues to get conversions here. You know, you would think if you're the Goths and you have almost instant production out of your barracks, that you should be able to kill these monks. But if you don't know, Aztec monks get 5 more HP every single time a technology is researched, so there's 95 HP on these monks now. They heal each other. And NBL has such good multitasking at his level that he knows what he's doing here. Now, I saw him researching Onager. He's now researching Siege Onager, and he has 3 Onagers here. Purple, to his credit, is doing a fantastic job with the spam. You know, back on this side, some amazing shots from the Siege Onagers, and it looks like Teal and Green are slowly pushing back after Gray has had to help out on MBL's side. In fact, they are killing these towers. They're going to need some trebuchets. I think the Rams are always a great idea as well. This non-stop spam from every player here. But I really like the fact that Green's in front and the Mangadai are behind. MBL continues to get conversions here, though. He's added a few Jaguar Warriors. He's deploying his trebuchets. Remember, he took out Yellow's castle earlier. Look at the amount of Huskarls MBL has. He is not giving up. And Green continues to send in units. I'm pretty sure that Green and MBL are very good friends. And MBL is giving him a call, and he says, like, hey man, I need some units. And Green goes, okay bro, I can help you out. Look how fast I can spam them your way. And every single time an elite Huskarl runs forward, it gets converted. And you know what? This is exactly what MBL needs in life, because his one weakness would be versus the Arbalest. And these Huskarls counter the Arbalest beautifully. Now, they've held over here as well. The converts continue. Look at the red Huskarls. MBL has more military than villagers because of these conversions. I can only imagine what the conversion number is for him now as these monks continue to Wololo and he continues to spam these monks. You know, you can see what Yellow wants to do. He wants to focus down the monks one by one, but he can't do that when the Huskarls are here. I can only imagine Bob was probably thinking, oh, I'm so glad that I have Goths on my team when the game started, because he's Britons and it's never good to face up against Goths when you're Britons. Well, now he kind of is facing up against Goths. And Green continues to spam Halbs. I guess he figures if I spam non-gold units that'll be better, but MBL doesn't care. He already has some Halbs in this army. His Huskarls are there. And he continues with the trebuchets to slowly get his base back. His main gold has been taken. His second, his third gold has been taken. All of the gold he has collected has been in his allies' base, or it has been slung to him. And somehow, someway, he's at 130 population, skyrocketing from 50 population all the way up to 130. And, you know, credit to Purple. Purple now is pressuring the trade, and I'm sorry, I actually completely missed this because I was just so amazed at the action from MBL there. Purple has just busted through with the siege rams like he could have done earlier, and he's in the trade line. And the other team isn't pushing on this side. And maybe they have an opportunity to go now, but they need to go fast because blue could be in a big, big trouble here. And he is in big trouble. He's going to lose his villagers. Their trade is going to go down. Yellow has been forced to send back the Arbalest. Even though the Arbalest have a lot of range, though, they are unfortunately very slow. MBL building another castle. His 10 monasteries forward continue to create monks. He's going to treb down the forward from his enemy, and here we go. Green is at it again. He's going to try and approach this, and this is simply a fight he cannot take. Oh, the Mangudai have somehow gotten through. Did they cut this way? Yes, he cut right through. The Mangudai have actually gotten through to the trade. This is a disaster for MBL's team. Look how fast the trade carts are going to go down. So there's a little bit of a base trade in the middle of both bases. Got's trying to clean up these paladins from the Persian player. You know, MBL continues to get conversions on this side. I'm sorry, I just banged my mic with my arm out of excitement. Should be good now. Unbelievable scenes here. Only 97 villagers for Bob, which is not ideal. You probably want around 120 villagers here. Blue is low on vills as well. MBL is at 76 military. And he doesn't even have his base back yet. More conversions on the way for MBL. That castle's going to go down. The barracks will go down. How's the trade looking? Well, Gray, he's coming to clean this up. The blue even adding the Mameluke into the trade, but the Mameluke will die. And it looks like the Mangudai have relocated to this side. This is what you need to do if you're going for a trade raid. You just need to keep the army moving. I don't even know what to say now. The orange and gray kind of see an opportunity to push, but teal has Mangudai waiting, and the skirmishers are getting destroyed here. There's really no other option for Japanese. They could go for their own onager, but they're outmatched with the siege onager from the opponent. They go samurai, and the Mangudai chew them up, so he almost needs to go trash and trebs. The trade carts continue to get shot down by the Mangudai from teal. Teal is MVPing this one right now. Green has walled up, and it looks like all the paladins are close to death from Geneberry, but I still think the damage was done there, especially considering MBL has what seems to be an unstoppable force as he will tread down everything in his path here. He continues to make monks. I'm sure he can add some siege onagers soon as well. Just look at all the monasteries. This is absolutely ridiculous. I guess the thing is, with Byzantines on this side, the other team can't really push, so they had to go for the trade raid. And this is still open if they want to try and attempt. I guess they could cut through once more. The bombard towers in the trade will ensure that future trade raids, which is very possible, will be snuffed out. And Teal's going to be as annoying as possible and send his Mangudai into this little choke point so the paladins can't surround him, being a pest. But now look at MBL's army. Too many monks to deal with, if you ask me. Like, every time a camel comes in, it will get converted. MBL has 6 of his own heavy camels now. He has halberdiers, he has huskarls. These were not meant to be his. This was not meant to be. Even the Arbalest will probably be picked off every now and then. MBL will surely spot it. He can also take the buildings. So he's Aztecs. If he wants to convert a stable, he can do so. And just so you know, if he does convert a stable, unfortunately it's useless. He can't convert, or sorry, create anything. And blue probably feels like he's out of options now. Against this many monks, against a player like MBL, what do you do? It's not like you can go for a sneaky Mangonel shot either, because the monks will convert that. And they're at 95 HP, so you're not even going to kill them with one shot. And now look at all the camels MBL has converted. A ridiculous amount of camels now his. He's at 166 population and only 49 villagers. You know, on this side, the teal still just holding. And they feel like they're out of options. They feel like, as the game goes on, NBL is unstoppable. Look at the force of camels he has. Look at the force of Huskarls he still has alive. I've never seen anything like this on Black Forest, I have to say. Not when a player was pinned into a small corner. That's why I need to send this one to YouTube and show you guys. Crazy stuff. I think if you're Bob, you need to mass maybe 50, 60 monks and somehow get rid of those enemy Huskarls first before you fight the, I'm sorry, you need to mass 50, 60 Arbalests and somehow get rid of the Huskarls before you kill the monks. But even then, I don't know if that's possible, as MBL can make Siege Onager. This has been walled up again. Bob sent some villagers here to wall because he can stonewall or fortify wall. The heavy scorpions in this choke point will work wonderfully versus Scots. And now we actually have what could be a convincing push from orange and gray. Again, every time these skirmishers come forward, they're probably going to die. They've actually microed quite well here. They need to run. Okay, a little bit of luck to keep the skirmishers alive. They were able to kill one castle on this side, and if you kill the castles from Goths, kill the castles from Mongols, then normally those civilizations struggle. But, yeah, Teal still has a lot of Mangdai. And Orange going to wisely run back. I like how he kept a couple Huskarl, or, geez, can't speak, a couple skirmishers here to try and pick off the SO. I believe that was his intention anyway. Oh, look. Yellow's gonna send out some surprise halberdiers versus MBL. MBL gonna get more conversions. He has. The Aztecs do not get halbs. They do not get camels. Look, they do not get Huskarls. Look at the army he has here. All from conversions. He has overwhelmed the enemy team, and I'm sure surprised the enemy team with all of this. And this is a huge push. The Cataphracts are so strong. The Mangdai have to fight in the choke points. They have to hit and run. Now, those Cataphracts have picked off the siege. In fact, they're going to take these trebuchets away from green as well. This might give an opportunity for orange to send in those skirmishers finally to try and kill the Mangdai. And the GGs are being called. Because they know, even though Teal might be able to hold on here, the castles will go down. They know Purple's busted his way back in. Truthfully, and I'm sorry, it's very late, it's 11 p.m., and I drank some coffee to have energy to cast this game, but my casting wasn't the best, but the main focus was on this side. I really didn't upload this video for the traditional push in the middle of the Black Forest map. I uploaded this video for this insanity from NBL. Not many times you see a player come back from that position, but he was cool and calm and collected. He used his team to sling him resources to go with the best thing his civilization offers. And I imagine in the achievements, the conversion number will be insane. And of course it's not there. Units converted 130 conversions. I doubt he would have had 354 kills if he didn't get those conversions either. Most of those kills probably came from those 130 units he converted. Now that does not figure in the amount of healing time he had as well. So not only do they convert, but they heal after they convert. So they keep those enemy units, geez, those ally units so strong. And he had those Huskarls for almost the whole game after he converted them. To put things in perspective, Bob had 108 kills. Boom Headshot had 100 kills. MBL had more conversions than some of the players with stronger economies had kills. Couple shout outs. Shout out to Kyler here. Kyler did do a great job. Killed a lot of trade units. Definitely the best player on his team. Notable shout out to Gray and to Orange, I think, on the other side. Also, Purple as well. I mean, pretty much everyone on MBL's team played their part. Orange and Gray held well on that one side and cleared up the trade. And then Gene Berry did do a great job at pushing up the gut. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that game. that was truly something special. It's not every day you're going to see a guy pushed into a small corner and make a comeback like that. So great job, MDL. And I hope I can bring you more games. You know, I have a list of recorded games, of special games, of classic games that I'm going to bring to the Patreon projects and, you know, the 48-hour preview projects. Don't have a name for it, but I think as I'm able to have time now to do dedicated YouTube stuff, people have been getting more excited about my YouTube content, and hopefully I can bring you something that's a little bit different every single week. So thank you for watching this video. Make sure you leave a like on the video. Any feedback in the comments is always good as well. And I will see you guys on the next stream or the next YouTube video. Have a good one.